presence, Miss Habiba Kahinde. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks. Really nice to see you guys again.
So without much ado, I want to welcome Camilla Nontra.
Yay!
Oh my goodness! I should come to you every day when I'm feeling what I need.
Correct. This is Sudan.
Wow.
Sudan. Believe it or not, Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt.
Interesting.
Begin to think in a Pan-African way, because they now see that their conditions are not just about that local space, but the condition is linked to all of the other.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, good morning. Oh, good afternoon where you are. Good evening if you live where Lou lives, and all the way in the Holy Land, Israel. I want to first start by thanking God for today. By Him we live, we move, and have our being. I want to thank you for joining us, the whole Pan-Africana community, the Afriscope community. Thank you for joining us. We have another great show today. We have a guest all the way from Brazil. I want to hand over to my co-host, Jesse McCoy.
Well, hello again. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. I think we've got all the time zones covered at this point. Every week we come on this show, and every week we talk to you about how amazing Black people are, not just in your locale, but all over the planet. We're amazing, and it really doesn't matter what country we are put in. We always seem to find a way to take root and shine, and today is no different. We have another special episode. This time we're once again shouting out all of the people who have somehow made this Brazil to Israel transition that we're going to learn about today. But our guest today, the lovely, talented, special, and I want to add, I've been doing my research on this Chinese medicine. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. But we have today this Luciana, I'm not going to mess it up, De Moraes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay. Welcome to the show. Such an honor and pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
How are things in Israel today?
Very good. Yeah, Shabbat is like our Sunday, so we were chilling all day.
Is it cold?
It's pretty cold for a Brazilian. Like 18 degrees for me is freezing. Oh yeah, I have my aircon on. Like, I have the heating on. I'm cold.
Got you.
Did you say 80 degrees is cold for you?
Yes. It's like, I think in Rio, in the winter time, people are wearing scarves and winter jackets, like 20 degrees outside. Like, I don't know, Jay, if you can translate it into Fahrenheit.
50 degrees, that's about 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all sound like Miami people. When I got to college, people from Miami, when it would get less than 80, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's freezing." And I'm like, "Okay, well, have you ever seen snow?" And they're like, "I would die if I saw snow."
I love snow.
Yeah,
there is snow in Israel, up north.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's not much, just a little area with some snowfall every year, and I'm really planning to go there and see it because I love snow.
Well, we might have to ship you some because it's 32 degrees. The freezing rain is not fun. We finally got that to go away after a few days, but
it did snow in the Northeast, not in Durham, did it?
Not yet. It did catch DC, Maryland, and then all parts of the Northeast. So people in Jersey, New York. But yeah, we dodged the bullet.
I don't get it. Snow is fantastic. It's magical. Nobody who deals with it every year likes it.
Well, right. I want to get into it first and kind of talk about, we've had a number of people who have made this transition from Brazil to Israel. And it has convinced me that at least in the city of Tel Aviv, there's a huge party and everybody knows about it but me. So I want to find out.
You tell me where the party's at. I'm going. I can't do this anymore. Yeah, there are a lot of Brazilians here.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. What is bringing all these Brazilians to Israel?
We have a very large Jewish community in Brazil,
Mm.
mainly in Rio and São Paulo. So most of Brazilians in Israel are Jewish, so mostly white, because the major Jewish immigration to Brazil was from Europe. Also, some Arab countries like Egypt and Syria. So in Brazil, they're seen as white.
Mhm.
So they come here and they just immigrate, like they're Jewish people. And then there are people like me. I have an Israeli partner, and I came here for him sort of 10 years ago.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let me backtrack then, so we can kind of follow along with this journey. Tell us a little bit about Brazil, like your time in Brazil. What is your most fond memory of Brazil? What are some of the not so fond memories of Brazil?
Well, I love Rio. This is where I grew up. I love Lapa and the rodas de samba. Just the whole. There is an environment and atmosphere of partying, sort of. We just know how to have fun. I can't say anything else. But there's a lot of live music outside, just in little bars. You know, everybody has access to fun in Rio. But it's a complicated city. It's very violent, racist. It has a lot of problems. I didn't know how bad those problems were until I moved here, and I realized that I wasn't afraid to go out of my house every day.
Mm.
But yeah, I miss Rio very much. Like, it's my culture, you know. I need samba. I need it, you know. I need to dance. I need to talk my language, you know, like my slangs. I need it. So I have a lot of Brazilian friends here too that help me fill that gap.
Do you get to do much travel back and forth now?
Not very far. Like, usually there are no direct flights, or at least they're very expensive. I never take them. I go through Europe. So this is more than 24 hours of traveling.
Yikes.
And it's quite expensive. I go there every year and a half-ish. Not enough. Not nearly enough.
Yeah, I believe you miss your family, but
Yeah.
I'll be remiss if I don't let you pronounce your full name.
Did you see how long it is, though?
Yeah.
Brazilians have long names.
Yeah.
People ask me to do that all the time here too. They go like, "Oh wait, pronounce me your name," and I go, "Luciana De Moraes." I did very fast.
It sounded a lot shorter than it looks. You did it really, really fast.
Yeah. So what will you say are the distinctions between the cultures from Israel and Brazil?
Well, I think we have a lot in common. I don't think I would have survived as an immigrant in England or Germany or some like modern country like that. You know, Israelis are very warm, very welcoming, very curious. They love fun, but we are better at it as Brazilians. But they love it. So
You're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, so we have a lot in common. We do. But Israelis are very direct. It's very weird for immigrants to deal with it. They're also very curious. So they're not afraid of asking questions. They ask like how much you make, how much you pay in rent, why you're buying this product at the supermarket. I don't know you, like all the time. I get like, oh, what are you doing here? Where are you from? Like, you know, like they are very direct people. But I try to learn from it too. You know, like my boyfriend helps me when talking to bosses or authority. I come from a colonialist country, so I'm scared shitless of any authority. And, you know, I always go like, oh, yes, sirring a lot. But here, you know, people at work, they talk to their bosses like they are coworkers, you know. They are very direct in rank as well, which is a good thing, I see.
Okay, I have to say, well, this is a family-friendly show, so
sorry.
that's just a quick reminder, but that's fine.
Thanks for remembering me.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get right into it. So around the times of the George Floyd protests, Brazil also had its own protests because something similar happened to an Afro-Brazilian who was choked to death. He died of asphyxiation. And outside in what's the name of the city? I forget the name of the city.
Porto Alegre. In Porto Alegre, it was the south.
Porto Alegre, yes. So the question is how I mean, that was heartwarming to see the protest. I mean, it was sad to see someone die like that, but it was also heartwarming to see the protest and the Black Lives Matter movement there.
Yeah,
it is there.
It is very heartwarming to see like the cultural changes that are happening in Brazil right now. Like I don't go there often, but I can see these changes happening, you know? I can notice them every time that I'm there. And these protests are new things, you know, like, cause things like that happen every day. In a city like mine, like just last week, 2 kids were killed for riding a motorcycle at night in their neighborhood for no reason at all. 2 Black kids. So it's a common thing, but now we're starting to turn out. And it's a lot of inspiration we get from our American brothers. We always very inspired by it, the Black movement over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, let me ask, because I'm always curious when I hear about like racism in other places. Like, how do you think this forms? I'm wondering if like you all have TV images of like Black families and stuff like that, or is it not like that? What is going on that you feel like is kind of the backdrop which creates this, I guess, stratification in the society?
First of all, growing up, we didn't seriously, representation was a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think when I was growing up, we had 4 channels on TV, 4 open channels for everybody, and a lot of soap operas and, you know, Latin television. And people my color, our color, were there not to be the main characters of the show. Never. They were always helpers or cleaners or things like that. So this has started changing now that people are making more of an effort. Also, anchors and newspapers, a new thing that we have Black anchors in Brazil.
Yeah, I've done a Google search of your name, and there is a news anchor by your same name, but she looks nothing like. Yeah. So it's always curious, and I say this as somebody from the American South. Like, racism takes so many different forms, and it's shocking to me that it's so universal, right? Like, no matter where you go, you see the same kind of depictions of what Black people are, what we look like, or at least what the media sources want us to look like and want us to see. Yet, I'm online with you guys, and you all are all doing amazing and fabulous stuff all over the place. So I'm wondering, one, what is inspiring this kind of change if the media sources are changing now? What in Brazil is inspiring that change? And number 2, how, as someone who's now not in Brazil, how do you connect with those movements?
Yeah, I missed out on a lot too. I'm always feeling missing out. But yeah, I think first of all, the Black movement started just getting our history back in a way, because we didn't learn Black history at school. From abolition, we didn't learn it as a Black history where there are Black heroes and women helping for that to happen. Almost nothing of Black culture. And this has been changing since, our affirmative action started in the early 2000s in Brazil.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was in high school when it started. Crazy.
Wow.
And also we got Black Conscious Day. So it's been slow, and now because also Black Lives Matter, it kind of like spiraled out of being something huge. But apart from that, I think being more exposed to Black pride and history and ancestry has made Black people in Brazil more proud as well. So like when I was growing up, everybody had like straight hair. They dye their hair blonde, which just looks, doesn't make any sense. But everybody had their hair straight. I would be laughed at school. But now, you see like everybody with their hair big and proud, and people are just being more a part of it. I think just getting their pride back. I think.
Wow. So you say that it wasn't until the 2000s and your abolitions was in the 19th century. Slavery ended in the 19th century, just like in America. I mean, USA. But you said it was after. Can you talk a little bit about that? From abolition to the 2000s.
Abolition to the 2000s. Well, it's kind of the same as in the States. Like there was no reparations from the end of slavery. You were just left to your own accounts. Like. Actually, there were plans, like there were a lot of Black intellectuals behind the abolition movements, and they had plans of giving land to these people, what would have probably fixed the social gap that we have nowadays in Brazil, which is a huge problem. But that didn't happen. So people are going to ghettos and, trying to survive and trying to pick up from that social gap, but it's quite impossible. You see even nowadays, like 130 years after, the social gap is huge. You get like, I read in 2017, the average salaries of each race. So they separate dark skin, light skinned. So light-skinned brown people made 5% more than dark-skinned, but white people in Brazil made 50% more than brown people. This is insane. This is 2017. This is like 3 years ago. It's a long time after slavery, and this is what we have in Brazil still.
And we had talked a little bit before kind of about, I don't want to say the marketing plan, but like the marketing plan for Brazil and the strategy of putting things out. Because usually when you mention Brazil to somebody here, the first thing they think about is Pele, right? It's who they think about. It's the representative of the country, and we automatically assume, oh, Black people are winning, right? We're winning there. And then now I think about, I also think about the Olympics, right? Because they had the Olympics in Rio. Where Ryan Lochte was lying about y'all's police department, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm wondering, like, why do you think Brazil is so like kind of comfortable with putting out that imagery, but yet not operating in the same vein?
I think it's a kind of white supremacy in a way. Because the idea behind it is that we live in a social, like a racial democracy where everybody has the same opportunities. So if you say that and you see that we're not, in the highest places of power, then it's our own fault. So white people are just better than us. That doesn't make any sense. That's white supremacy, So this is how we grew up. For like people wouldn't speak about racism that much, The whole idea is that, oh, we all mixed, like we all fine. We don't care about race. But that is of course not true at all.
That's interesting to me. And the reason that it sticks out is because, again, in the United States, when, it took decades and decades, we had this whole Jim Crow system up until the 60s, where they wouldn't put a black face on anything unless they were trying to sell you chicken or they were trying to sell you grits or something or like that. They wouldn't put a black face on athletics. They wouldn't put a black face on anything. So all of the things that black people actually maximized, they actually had to claim power to do it. And one of the big examples is people like Muhammad Ali, who basically said, I don't care what the government tells me, I'm not going to fight a war in Vietnam. They took everything from him. He had to fight and get it all back. He becomes this like model. Then he joins Nation of Islam and everybody's upset. But now, if you come to America, everybody loves Muhammad Ali. It's like weird. It's night and day. And I'm thinking, all right, well, Pele, the same kind of deal. Like everybody loves Pele. The story's great. He's just an international icon. But it creates an image that's very different from the reality of the country.
As far as I know, Pele wouldn't talk about race. As far as I know. I don't know much about it, like it was
so
but
it makes them comfortable with him, put him out there because he's not gonna back the system.
He's not gonna be vocal like Muhammad Ali, this is the thing. You've been talking about race for decades. True. Americans have been very vocal about race. Brazilians started fairly late.
Wow.
So what do the people of Brazil need? Is there anything that folks in America can do to support, promote? Because the whole point of our show, we're trying to build bridges and connect Black people from all around the world and help everybody understand that we are great. Don't believe what you're seeing on TV. And so are there any specific issues or things that can be addressed outside of Brazil to help the people in Brazil?
First of all, Jay, you have no idea how much you help us. Your Black movement has inspired our Black movement ever since Soul was born, okay? Like, we've been, like, picking up on all of what you do. So we're always a font of inspiration for us. We look at you like a successful movement. I really don't know what could be done. I think, first of all, we do need to start getting our history straight. We have to start telling our stories. And this is what I loved about this show, because it's getting our stories out. And I think one of the things that I really loved about, learning about the Jewish culture and living here is that, the Jewish people are sort of also kind of inspiration. They were massacred like for thousands of years and stuck together and they thrived.
Yeah.
And every holiday, they always recounting on their heroes, on their struggles, and remembering all of that. And I wish we had the same. Sometimes we sit at, Passover, the Jewish Passover, and they tell the story of the Jewish people when they were slaves in Egypt and they broke free. And I, every time we're at Pesach, I start imagining, oh my God, if we were telling our story now, what would be the songs that we would sing? What is the food that we were going to eat? Because there they also eat the foods that they ate during the desert, 70 years of going in the desert. So I wish we had holidays like that too.
That makes a lot of sense. So back to soccer, I have to say I hated you guys for a long time because we're beating everybody until 2014, and I'm just gonna put it out. In 2014 came.
Yeah, every time I've been very blessed to travel a lot, and every time I'm saying I'm a Brazilian, people go like, "Oh, football, yeah," and then came 2014, Not sick. I'm not cool anymore.
So you're not cool anymore.
Yeah. Tough times. I'm telling you, recession started there, you know.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about your transition to Israel. What I want to know is your first impression when you get off the plane on a one-way flight and you end up in Israel and you come out. What is your first impression? Is there any culture shock? Did you find it relatively easy to navigate and find lodging and all that stuff? Like, how was it?
Well, my man was taking care of everything. I
Okay.
didn't have
Good.
my own. He spoke the language. He got me food. But first of all, it's a lovely country.
Mm.
Everybody here speaks English, pretty much. Like in Tel Aviv, everybody speaks English. Like I only learned Hebrew after 3 years of living here. So even my boyfriend's grandmother would speak with me in English. She was like 80 years old.
Mm.
So that really helps, you know, a lot of Americans here as well. That helps as well. And it's a tiny country that you can travel in 7 hours from top to bottom. And it has so much to be seen. It got a desert, you got forest, you got rivers, you got mountains, you got beaches. It's lovely. And the culture is really interesting. I love historical sites. I love it. I go there, I sit and I start to imagine what went on. And I love places like Jerusalem. And you can just go around and about and find a ruin in the middle of nowhere.
Hmm.
It's really great. It's a great country. I love it here. But mostly Tel Aviv.
Well, I haven't heard too many good things about Tel Aviv. I heard it's a good place to party, but it's also... I'll leave that be. So let's talk about what you do. I did project, and I'm gonna put out your website. So this is Lou's website. She deals in Chinese medicine. So what got you interested in Chinese medicine?
Well, first of all, it does sound very random. Like I'm a Afro-Brazilian living in Israel and practicing Chinese. So I was already living here. You know, I came here when I was 21. So I was very young and I started having some health issues that Western medicine couldn't help. And I was treated with Chinese medicine and really helped me. And, you know, I was trying to find myself here. First of all, I was studying education. And then I started with psychology. And in the end, after all that, it was like enlightening. I was so curious about it and I dove into it from the start. And it was an amazing journey. I learned a lot, including Hebrew in the meantime, because I had to study Hebrew. I had no option.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. I've got a lot of questions, right? Because I'm not the biggest fan of Western medicine either, especially in this time. We have, the big news is the COVID vaccine that is now coming around, and just because of America's rich history of experimentation on Black people, particularly, folks are kind of waiting for the first few.
Right to be suspicious.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So I've always been fascinated, yet a little scared, because when I think of Chinese medicine, the first thing I think of is acupuncture, right? And I see that you are a licensed acupuncturist. So I want you to explain to me kind of what it's used for and how can I view it in a way that doesn't freak me out, because I'm thinking about all the needles.
I think every patient I get asks me the same question, like, how am I going to get used to you sticking needles in my body? But first of all, it's tiny. Like, you can feel it when I put it in, but after a while, you just stop feeling it. It's not supposed to be painful too. it's you get used to it. It's like, with anything, you get used to the feeling,
Okay.
and then you start enjoying it. Sorry, what was the other question?
Yeah, I was wondering what it is for. What does it treat?
Oh, you can treat anything pretty much. Headaches, hormonal issues, musculoskeletal issues, anything. It's a whole. It's just different tools to use medicine to fix imbalances in your body, depending on what it is. Of course, there are things that Western medicine is better at. Sometimes you need a vaccine, sometimes you need antibiotics, you need surgeons, and they do that. But there are many things that Western medicine can't really help, and Chinese medicine can, like chronic problems, or pain issues that, all the Western medicine has to give you as a pill. So yeah, and it's a whole idea behind it too. It's nutrition, it's lifestyle things, like getting tools to live a healthier, better life.
Yeah, it always seems to me like, I want to say the better option because it is more holistic and it seems like it covers everything. I think what I really like about it though is it doesn't seem like it's tied, like your improvement is tied to the charging, right? I feel like in America, it's like we're not gonna heal you. We're just gonna make you feel less sick so you can keep paying us money for for the medicine or for additional surgeries, as opposed to someone who's telling you, well, let's look at it holistically. What about your diet? What about your meditation? What about massages? What about this?
Things that you can do at home that can help you get out of this, because a pill, most of the times, it's like Western medicine is symptom based. Feel a headache, stop that headache. When Chinese medicine tries to look at the why you have the headache, first, to stop it, I need to know why. And every person is different. Every person lives differently too. We have different habits. We grew up differently. We were exposed to a different environment. So you try to learn and diagnose the person anatomically with questions to find out what's the best way to help them.
That's interesting that you say that, because back in I'll say late 2000s, the first around 2009, I started working, and I had to wake up really early, like probably 4:30. Started work like 5:30, so I had to wake up at 4:30, and I still had a bad habit of sleeping late. So I guess what happened, I started getting migraines, and the first reaction was to give me migraine pills. I had to change it. I had to go back. The doctor spoke to me. I had to go back and change my lifestyle of sleeping earlier so I could wake up early, and that actually fixed the problem. Although I was still taking pills, but I believe that fixed the problem rather than just kept popping the pills instead of changing the life.
Popping the pill is not gonna help it not come back, right? You need to learn yourself what is causing it, and then you can prevent it from happening. This is why we like to call Chinese medicine as preventive medicine as well, because of course Western medicine is important and it plays a huge part in our lives. This is why we live longer as well. So we can help each other, Chinese medicine and Western medicine can kind of complement each other in that way.
And is there like a for people who haven't studied this, if I just wanted to go to the library and figure out which herbs do I need to put in my food to make me stronger, faster, better, smarter, whatever, is there like a book or like a diary that somebody has written to put that out there, or is this something that is protected, secret information that you have to study and know the masters to get?
Well, there is herbal medicine as well involved, and of course you need to learn it because it can be dangerous as well. It can be poisonous to your body or whatnot. But foods, you can learn. There's a very famous book, Healing with Whole Foods. I forgot who wrote it, but it's all about diets and things that you can change in your life depending on your ailments as well. But like a huge part of Chinese medicine is herbs. But it's funny, like they're all Chinese herbs. We have to bring them from China because this is how they wrote. Like they have 3,000 years of experimenting with those herbs, so we have to use those. So it's science based. But I was in the Amazon like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just realized, oh my God, there's so many healing plants in that forest. And everybody knows a little bit about it, but because, our natives didn't really have a written language, there's nothing to be learned from it. You have to go to someone who has learned, from mouth to mouth to learn about it. I would really like to do that. Study herbs.
So we have a fan here called Dojo 77. He started
Yes.
You know him?
No, I know Qigong. This is also, you could say it's the Chinese medicine approach, like yoga-like.
Oh, okay.
Because there are 3 pillars to health in Chinese medicine. It's like sleeping right, eating right, and moving. It's like none of us are doing this right now. Nothing. None of us. Nobody's moving. Nobody's sleeping right. We're watching too much TV at night, and we eating crap.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he said he likes your Lou's pragmatic approach.
Yeah. I like his Space Ghost icon. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen Space Ghost in a while.
I like it that he knows
Qigong. Okay. Thanks for your comments, Dojo 77.
So I was on the website and I was looking at, by the way, website, I want to plug it again, www.ltchinesemedicine.com. And I was looking around and you had talked about being a professional masseuse, and you talked about incorporating Swedish, shiatsu, and I don't know how to pronounce the last one. It looks like Tuina.
Yeah.
What are the differences between, because usually when people go here, when they go to get a massage, they just get a massage. They don't know different types or styles or whatever. What is the difference?
No, they're a massage. They know what they want. No kidding. Yeah, everybody just go for a massage. But I think the difference is that shiatsu and Tuina, because both of them developed in Asia. Like shiatsu is from Japan and Tuina is from China. So they actually follow the base of Chinese medicine. It's like meridians and also diagnosis base, and you don't use any oil. You don't have to take your clothes off. It's just a different kind of manipulation. And oil massage is what we have in Europe. It also can be very effective in musculoskeletal pain. But the difference is that shiatsu and Tuina, also the maneuver is different, the manipulation is different, and also is Chinese medicine based. So
I feel like there's one that they do that's temperature sensitive, like you got to be in a hot room with stones and stuff like that. Is that a type or
no?
Okay. People just taking my money out of
But we do have moxa though. Like in Chinese medicine, warming can also be a tool for helping ailments. It's anti-inflammatory, helps blood circulation to put warmth in a certain area. So there is a herb called moxa, and the practice is called Moxibustion. So it has a funny smell, but you can put it on a needle and light it, and then it's gonna warm the area. And you can also apply it in big areas with a box. But it's not stones. It doesn't look as cool, I guess.
Okay. No, I'm sure people are just taking my money. I never know. I just show up. This was the upgrade for me. My first massage was the ones that you put the quarter in the chair at the mall.
So I think I've never done that one, but I always wanted to take the chair massage. Is it good?
No, it's not. You get what you pay for.
That's a dojo cupping, yes.
Yeah, dojo say a cupping. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, cupping. I use cupping a lot at my practice. Yeah.
How does that work? Because I know that was a thing. I think during the Olympics, Michael Phelps was talking about it. How does that work?
The cupping?
Yeah.
Those are cups that you put on muscle areas, and then it just sucks your muscle, and it really improves blood circulation in the area, and it can really help release stiff muscles and things like that. So I use it a lot for musculoskeletal problems all the time. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It's very effective.
Okay.
And pretty much painless.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that being a big deal. They were like circles.
Basically, it's pinching you. You know, it's pinching your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the cups do.
Okay.
But it can apply warmth into it too. It can also do bloodletting. Just like when you fill holes on the skin with a tiny, tiny needle and then suck the blood out of it.
Yeah. So we have a question from our biggest fan.
Oh, Michael.
How you doing, Mike? He says, "Good day, guys. I joined the program a bit late. I just have one question. Have you experimented with some African herbs?"
No. I would have no idea. I'm very interested to learn about the African herbs. Yes.
Yeah.
I could it be like what we have in Brazil? Maybe. I don't know.
Probably most likely because most of Africa is tropical.
Yeah.
We
were together, right?
Yeah, exactly. So and then
maybe we got some of. Yeah. I know, like we're supposed to love the same foods. We eat the same foods pretty much, right?
Yes.
Plantains, yuccas, yams, and salted fish.
Yes.
So maybe we have the same herbs.
Yeah, definitely. You can get it. Michael does have a lot of good ideas, so you can definitely get in touch with him. Michael's also on Facebook, and
I want to look into that.
Yeah, I can also send you some links. Yeah, they do have a lot of traditional. Like one thing when the coronavirus started spreading in Ghana, they have this leaves. You know, neem tree. There's a tree called neem, and then they have this drink called neem. Just straight from the leaves, they boil it up, and then they made it into a drink with ginger and other stuff. So a lot of people were drinking it to, fortify their immune system.
Nice. Your immune system? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bitter. But it's a strong. And I used to do that. My mom used to give me to inhale those leaves and drink some of it when I got sick when I was younger. So
opening your sinuses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is so cool. And life is so different. We got the Vicks Vapor Rub that we
America, just the pharmacy is right there. Right?
It's all chemicals that'll kill you in the long run anyway.
I know, like in Brazil also, like we have one tea that we cure everything with. Of course we have, but we just drink it when we have any trouble. Boldo, I don't know exactly what herb it is really, but it's funny. We just drink it for everything. You're nauseous, you drink. You have a hangover, you drink. Funny. Yeah, we have a lot of herbs in Brazil too, but not really from knowledge. I think just superstition, maybe. I don't know, but placebo helps.
Yeah, this is why I always say I am looking forward to COVID passing and all this stuff being over, so I can get out and travel and learn this stuff, because I feel like one, you get gypped. Here you get gypped a lot of things. I think you get gypped out of like natural remedies and all that stuff, because we push people to pay money to get other stuff that you don't need. It's going to kill you. And that's why everything that they prescribe to us, I don't know if you see our like commercials, but they have like 14 pages of side effects. So it's like may cause diarrhea, cancer, death. But you won't cry anymore, right? Like it's that kind of thing.
I read something very funny on Twitter yesterday, because people were like very scared about the vaccine against COVID, blah blah blah, and people were just like, "Have you read the paper in the drugs that you take? Usually, you can die from that too, and you're taking it like it's candy, you know."
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird here. It's weird. It's like so I remember probably when I was a teenager, that was when the pharmaceutical companies basically, put their people in Congress or whatever, and they started running ads. So before then, it was like you would only know about a drug if a doctor recommended it or whatever for your unique situation. But at this point, these drugs became commercial. So like literally, there's no difference from the guy in the community selling drugs as opposed to the corporation selling drugs, but they're legal, right? So they say, look, whatever you have. We had drugs for people who couldn't produce enough tears. We had drugs for people who got anxiety at traffic lights. Like it was just everything that you could think of. They would say, yes, this will take it away. And then because the law required that you list the side effects, they will always pay an actor who can speak really fast to read the whole list of side effects in the last like 3 seconds of the commercial. And when you like pause it and read what the side effects are, you're like, I don't think I want to touch this stuff.
Yeah.
I think I can live with no tears. Jeez, yeah, and you have very good commercials too. It really looks like it's gonna solve all of your problems.
Absolutely.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Dojo again commented, okay, what country is a neem tree in? Neem tree can be found in most of West Africa, I think in Ghana and most of West Africa. We do have some here in San Diego, and because the weather here is pretty temperate, so I saw a similar one right outside my window. I put an Amazon link up. You can click on it. They have all the vitamins, neem vitamins, and some drinks. So check it out. And then Michael said that African medicinal herbs are as potent, if not more potent, as the Chinese herbs. Growing up was easy with those herbs. We couldn't afford conventional medicine, but trust me, the traditional African herbs works a great deal for all sorts of ailments.
That's so cool. Like, do you have, like, I know that in India, they have also Ayurveda, which is like their ancient medicine. In Africa, is there anything like that? Like scholars of some kind of ancient medicine?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of, medicines. It's not just one. I mean, with the Indian one, that's the popular one, but it's all, there's all kinds of medicine. Like I said, neem tree is just one of them. There's many, even the stuff that comes out of quinine. It's you can be found in the same what used to cure malaria. It can be found in the
There's a Chinese herb that does that too.
And that's also work for some people, which was also became a controversial subject because of who said to take it. Because the president said to take it, it became a little controversial, but it worked a lot for people. The quinine tablets, it didn't have to be hydroxy. There's also chloroquine, phosphate, which also
I remember that in the beginning of the crisis, people were going. Yeah, our president was all for it too. Bolsonaro was telling everybody to take it. And
Take it,
it turned out so well.
And that's why most of Africa, except South Africa, has success with it, because they've taken a lot of these drugs and they've had to fight a lot of viruses, so the immunes were ready for COVID.
So it sounds like y'all dodged the treatment plan of UV light and bleach. Y'all, good for you, because our leadership was telling us take bleach and UV light. It's over now. It's coming to the nightmare.
No, but you know what? Like, we are so inspired by you Americans that we got our own Trump as well after we got
no.
You know,
Bolsonaro?
Bolsonaro is our very own Trump.
I'm sorry.
Also a buffoon and a racist. Yeah. Like, we need you. We need you to do this right. Get a black president again, please. We're so far from it in Brazil, really. So far from what you guys have over there. You know, a black vice president. Wow. And a woman. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the shocker for us too. It's a shocker for us too. We're trying to hope that during the election everybody was like, just keep promoting Joe Biden so they don't know. Yeah, but she's great, and I think I just want us to get back to a position where we can be part of the world as opposed to shut off and not doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So. But I'm traveling. I don't care who's president. As soon as COVID is over, when they come back and say it is now safe to move about the world, I am gone. So I want to go. I'm putting all these places on my list. I didn't even have Israel on my list until I started talking to all of you and all your friends who have been talking to me about Tel Aviv and how great it is. And I was like, man, I've got to put it on my list. So you've moved up significantly.
You know what was on my list for this year? Me and my boyfriend were talking for years about going to Africa in 2020.
Yes.
So yes, they're welcome. Well, the president is welcoming you with open arms. The year of return was last year, so all people of African descent in the diaspora is welcoming you on. You have a home in Ghana at least. And Nigeria also extended it, and all of it. I mean, Africa is huge. It's massive.
We haven't decided where to go yet. It's too many options and too many amazing places to be seen.
I'm biased, so just go to Ghana.
Fred sold me on Ghana, so that's.
Yes.
Spend 3 months there.
Yeah.
Check that.
Well. We're running out of the the time to go through the questions, so let me go through them. Comments. Dojo has been very active here. Thank you for joining us. Hope you join us every Saturday. This will be our last show for the year, by the way. So next year. So Dojo says,
go to Nigeria.
Well, we'll see about that. Okay, this is Tiffany. Tiffany says hello.
Hey,
Tiffany Raka. And she says, sorry to hear that you're so far from either. I don't get it. Not sure what that means.
I don't remember what I was talking about at the time.
Okay. So, yes, Dojo says 4 times the size of the US. Yes, Africa is 4 times the size of the US. The US is 3 million square miles. Africa is 12 million square miles. So just 2 countries in Africa are the size of the US, Congo and Sudan. And you have the whole of US. So that's how massive Africa is.
Crazy. Brazil is huge too. Brazil is huge. So much to be seen there. But just go to Rio.
Okay, Jojo says I'm biased, go to Nigeria. Yes, Jojo looks like Jojo is from Nigeria. And then Tiffany says Israel is on the travel list. Africa is on the travel list as well. Like I said, Tiffany, you can go to Ghana, and then there's a place to be.
Ghana is definitely on the list. Ghana is number 1 on the list for me. I've got to do it. But if you're trying to go, I don't know. When you get your plans together, let me know, and we could try to all coordinate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'd be cool.
The world is gonna be traveling at the same time. Like, I don't know, like when probably like a month, everybody's just gonna leave the house as soon as possible. I'm just waiting.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, give me a vaccine. I just want to get out. I want to see my mother. I want to travel. You know, just let's go on with life. Let me go to a party without feeling guilty. You know.
Yeah. We got deprived here of birthdays, summer vacations, everything. So like, you know, when you're not doing the fun stuff, that's more time to be at work. And I think the companies took advantage of that.
Yeah, but I try to think of it like, okay, look, all the fun that I'm not having now, I'm just saving money and I'm just gonna splurge like never before. You know, like as soon as this is over.
Yeah, I think these companies got used to people working from home, and they were like, "Oh, well, you don't really need set work hours anymore. We can just flood you with all kinds of stuff, and you can just work around the clock and not go to bed."
Wow.
Yeah,
WhatsApp really ruined it for us. I think that started with WhatsApp. Like, work doesn't end ever.
absolutely.
So Dojo again says Ghana best music. Black Stars are great too. Yeah, Black Stars.
Yeah.
A
But
good team.
Yemi Alade is from Nigeria, right? Or Ghana?
Who?
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, Yemi is a Nigerian.
Nigeria.
Roxy.
And then Roxy. Hi, Roxy. And then Tiffany says, I watch a lady who is encouraging coming to live in Ghana. It was a year or somewhere else. And then Michael says, Nigerian hospitality is unrivaled in any other African country. Please come and enjoy our hospitality and so much more adventure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
You're on the list. You're on the list, Michael. Mike, when I get there, don't act like you don't know me.
Michael's our best. Me and him have a friend. Yeah. We have a family rival with family, so we always, go back and forth. But it's all good. It's all in good. Ghana and Nigeria are really close in relation from years back. The Ghana and Nigeria, they have a bond. We make, we have some of the best athletes and or best scientists that ever lived. But of course, Nigerians are the most educated in this country, but no one says that. In the USA, yes. Nigerian has the doctor to discover that football actually causes brain damage.
Yeah, CTE.
CTE. Nigerian, yeah. And then the first to design the algorithm for the internet is also Nigerian. So yes, Nigerians produce the best.
Yeah, but I mean, like this is a good thing, I guess. There's a lot of investment in science and research, something that every country needs, and Brazil doesn't get as much, fortunately. Now. Yeah.
What is the big industry that people do in Brazil?
The big industry right now, I think energy, soya, meat. We're still very based on natural resources, unfortunately. This is one of the problems of our industries, because we haven't been investing in industry and science so much, and just relying on natural resources for far too long. Yes. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Dojo was saying, that login, unfortunately.
Yeah, logging. And a lot of deforestation is to actually raise cows for the beef industry as well. In the Amazon, there are more cows than people.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask about that. I'll be remiss if I didn't ask about the native Brazilians, what's in Amazon and all. How are they also treated, and how is their lifestyle?
A lot of natives are integrated into Brazilian society. Unfortunately, the history is kind of as bad as in the States in a way. But even nowadays, they get killed by miners or like people that come to log, and there's a lot of assassinations and murders in tribes by people invading their lands. Bolsonaro wants to take their lands that, yeah. The native tribes in Brazil got a reservation. I think it was in the 70s that they got it marked, and people are trying to get that back because we don't have enough resources. We have to take it from their land. Yeah, and quilombos. I think Roxy explained to you, right? African or slaves would run away and they would just build this community with their tribes. And sometimes it was really in the middle of the jungle. It was even in the Amazon, and then you see they actually got together with the native tribes there. And you can tell what is what,
Yeah.
Really cool.
Wow.
And they actually, the quilombolas, the people from quilombos in Brazil, many of them are seen as native. They have native rights to lands and whatnot.
Oh wow, interesting. We have a similar history here in this country.
Yeah, but Bolsonaro also don't like them. You know what he said? That was before he got elected. He said they are not good even for breeding, and talked like they were cattle.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Dojo says, are they Arawaks? Were they Arawaks? I don't know what that is.
Arawak, it's a tribe. No.
Yeah. It's a tribe.
No, there are many tribes. Actually, it's kind of cool. I realized lately that a lot of our Portuguese, we have a lot of Tupi. Tupi is the language of the main tribes in Brazil. That Tupi Guarani. We had two dialects that they would use to talk between each other, and our Portuguese has a lot of these words that come from their languages too. And I just realized that tapioca. You know tapioca, right?
Yes.
It's a Tupi word for bread of the house.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, that's so cool. It's cool. Bolsonaro is not good for the natives. Oh wow. Dojo seems to be very not very knowledgeable about the world. He knows about Africa, he knows about Brazil. Good for you, Dojo. Well, we have an open invitation. Send us a message if you want to join the show. I will be happy to have you, Dojo. Yeah. And you can also come on like Lou. Lou, we're gonna definitely have to come back. What do you say? Muito bem.
Tudo bem, é muito bem, muito bem.
What does that mean?
Muito bem is very, very good.
Very good. Oh, okay. Wow.
Ciao.
Okay.
Yeah. Impressive guy.
Yeah, you better send us a message.
It's impressive.
One of that Jesse's gonna hunt you down. Come on.
Yes, we need you on the show, and I just want to put this message out for everybody who is watching. We first of all thank you for watching. We have been blessed to have a number of people reach out to want to be on the show, and I have been enlightened to find out Black people are in just about every corner of this planet, and so please keep reaching out. We want to try to get as many of you all on so that we can expose, ourselves to each other and know. One of the things that was big for me in trying to set up, the show with Fred is, I grew up with a lot of people that, because of poverty, haven't left their block, haven't left their community, let alone seen people around the world. So to have people around the world who look like you on the show is essentially free programming through Facebook. Definitely reach out to us. Let us talk to you. Let us have you on. And there's in particular, I know there's a young lady from Fiji that is very nervous about coming on the program, but she has a lot of good Black history about Fiji, of all places. So I think we need those people to be on here and be voices, because representation matters. We want to also thank Lou, because Lou came on. I tell you, Lou is cool. I've been talking to Lou for most of the week. She came on. She's telling us about 2 countries at once. So we're able to get like kind of a sampling of both places. But I think we need this, because we need to have these conversations. We need to know that we exist, not just exist, but are thriving in other places. And that the world is much bigger than we thought it was. And I think that's all important. Let's see.
So
oh yeah.
So that's Lou. If you want to get in touch with Lou, that's Instagram. Those are her handles. I believe one is for business, right? Lou?
Yes. I have a private Instagram and a business Instagram.
Okay, so those are her. That's how you can get in touch with her. I'm gonna leave the Jesse to give the disclaimer.
We do this every week, y'all. I want y'all to understand, we are providing the handles to you for the purpose of engaging in either business conversations, or if you're trying to get to know somebody, not in like I'm pulling up from 40, shooting shots and sending all kinds of pictures and stuff I couldn't send. That's not what this is for. This is for building your network out to meet other people. Maybe you're interested and you got some money to the side and you're getting ready to go to Tel Aviv and you need to know where the spots are. You can send a message for that, right? I just want to make sure we're clear, because a lot of people watch the program and they sometimes don't have the same intentions that we do. So make that crystal clear.
Yeah, that's true. So Tiffany says she's from the Concrete Jungle, Chicago.
Chi-town. I love Chicago.
And then Dojo said Fiji has a good rugby team.
Wow, Dojo, send us a message.
Yeah, you better send us a message. Yeah. I'm gonna come hunt you down. And then Tiffany says representation doesn't matter. The world has more brown faces than you've been taught as kids growing up. Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. I have this game I play. I don't like sports that much, but my boyfriend likes football and basketball, so he puts he puts it on, and my game is like find the brown people in the game and the stadiums. I want to see where are the brown people. Like, this is my game, and I win every time I see one.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what I do at the Olympics. I just see, what team are the Black people, and that's what I cheer for. I'm just rooting for everybody Black.
Cool. Well, before we go, we do have a trivia, and because since the Christmas is coming, we feel generous over here. So if you can get it, I know Michael might get this one, but I hope someone beats him to it. And, the question is, what's the capital of the newest country on the continent? What's the capital of South Sudan?
I think Dojo might get this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give 10 now because it's an easy one. If we don't want you to Google it and come up, so 10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5.
Oh, Dojo is embarrassed.
2, 1.
Oh,
time.
Blank.
Oh, Michael got it.
Dojo, the honest man, don't know without cheating.
That's okay,
Yeah.
Dojo. Still send us a message.
Send us a message. Michael got it, but Michael will be in touch.
Good job, Mike.
Good job,
Michael.
Michael is a walking encyclopedia of information.
Yeah.
He has it.
And then don't. Oh, well, Dojo, you've been fun. It's been fun. Oh, okay. Tiffany cheated, but that's why we do it so fast. So you can't cheat. We do 10 seconds.
As my old football coach used to tell me, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's
Well, this has been a lot of fun. We're definitely going to have Lou come on again.
yes.
We didn't even scratch the surface of all the good stuff
I had a great time, guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Don't forget about us. We're still just a message away. So don't forget about us when you go back and be like, who are these guys?
You're crazy. You're coming to visit, right? That's the plan.
Yeah. I want to come see all the good sites where Jesus walked and all that. So
yeah, Fred's gonna do that. I'm gonna be on the beach. I'm going.
Sightseeing.
yeah. So Michael says, "Thanks, lady and gentlemen. Please endeavor to get Jojo on the show." Yes, Jojo. So now we have a lot of So please reach out to us. You can reach us on Pan Africana. Present Afriscope. Send us a message, or you can also reach us. We're going to open an Instagram page soon. You can reach out to us there as well, or you can send us you can also put your info, if you don't mind putting up your info here, or send us a private message. Again, this is Pan Africa on the show. Thanks for joining us. You can also get t-shirts on on our Spreadshirt shop, Pan Africana Spreadshirt shop. Yeah, and then I think Jesse ordered his hoodie for the winter.
I gotta get something because it is too cold.
Yeah,
it is cold.
Do you deliver to Israel?
What's that?
Do you deliver to Israel?
I don't think they can.
I don't know whether they can, but I can find that out. Got the shirts. What do you say? Got the shirts. Tiffany says got the shirts by March. I don't understand.
I think she's just telling people to go get it. Go buy it.
Oh, okay. Go buy it. Okay, thank you, Tiffany.
And,
right.
And we didn't mention also, there's a YouTube channel. So we take these episodes and we put it up on our YouTube channel. If you subscribe, you don't even have to worry about trying to find it. It'll come to you. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can catch up on all the old episodes that you missed. Your country may have already been discussed, and you might want to go back and find out if people told the truth. And if not, send us a message, and we'll try to schedule you in on the show. As always, we thank you all for joining us. We thank Lou for blessing us with her time. And we will see you guys in the new year.
In the new year, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. All of the. Did I miss one? Is it a Ramadan this year? No,
it's that's in the middle of the year. So.
Okay.
Bye everyone.
Bye guys. Happy holidays.